Lots of instances where some AI predictions turned out to be not so true. I think sometimes on purpose, sometimes by accident, but lots of confusing stuff out there. For example, Sam Altman, who's the CEO of OpenAI, forecasted that by 2026, AI would write all code and allow a single person with $100 to $1,000 to replicate full engineering teams, implying massive developer displacement. That shook up a lot of folks, including people who are developers. You know, why did I spend time learning to code if suddenly AI is going to replace me? And many companies even made rash actions. They started to outplace people because they figured that AI was going to provide efficiencies and which will allow them to do more things with fewer humans. So 2026, something different. AI replacement flopped into $61 billion of technical debt crisis. Companies rehired laid off developers as AI proved inadequate for complex work, and they shifted focus to augmentation. And finally, Satya Nadella, Microsoft CEO, he championed AI as a systemic to all life aspects, fueling layoffs and 10,000 cuts with the promises of AI-driven efficiency replacing human roles across Azure and Copilot. They faced backlash and they had to rehire talent amid integration failures. Enterprise adoption stalled at 6%, with executives admitting overhyped technical debt piled up and they had to go fix it. And so another thing where they got way out over their skis. This kind of bothers me because people got hurt. In other words, people were laid off their job. And so there were, put their future in jeopardy and put their income in jeopardy, and they support families and pay mortgages and all that kind of stuff because companies made dumb decisions, and companies made decisions based on belief in somebody else's message that they took to heart, not understanding or doing some research behind what would actually happen. Ask questions, even though it's not cool to ask questions in many of these meetings about the use of this technology and what it can do. And if it sounds too good to be true, and if it sounds like you're making sweeping changes that should scare the hell out of you, just because in many cases, those people who are making those decisions are making those decisions based on information that they heard from somebody else that turns out not to be true. And so that's going to cause a huge catastrophe in your company.